I love gold. We're going gold, marble, Big Mitch marble. Stay tuned, guys, and enjoy the video. What's up, folks? I'm Mitch with Stone Coat Epoxy. Today, we're making a hand meld marble using a couple additives never before seen on this channel. I'm gonna mix up some Stone Coat Countertop Epoxy. I'll color it using those additives, and then we're bringing those colors back to my project. I'll bring them to life using my gloved hands, a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, and then this project will be complete. The first step is I rounded over my edges. I painted my board with black undercoat. Those products are available on our website. I then took some metallic gold Rust-Oleum spray paint and pre-fogged my board. That just adds some layers of visual interest. I've prepped everything and I'm ready to pour. Once you mix, you're on that clock. Stone Coat Epoxy was developed for the do-it-yourselfer, the first-time user of epoxy. It can be an intimidating process, but we've dumbed it down for the DIYer. We've extended the working time. You have well over 45 minutes to get your countertop to look the way you want it. It has no nasty smell, it's very UV resistant, and it's extremely durable. If you're concerned with durability, we have the ultimate top coat. It's our final step, the final layer in our epoxy countertop system to bring the durability to maximum. So now that I got my additives picks, I got my epoxy, I got my mixing bucket, these are my cups that I'm gonna color the epoxy with, it's time to mix. I'm gonna mix up about 3 ounces per square foot of this little 2x3 project at a 1-to-1 ratio by volume. I'll mix up my material for 2 minutes. Mix well, or this is never gonna cure right. Midway through mixing, scrape. What's this doing is getting any undermixed epoxy off the sides of that bucket. Then I scrape the bottom, and then I scrape my stick off and mix again. All right, you can see my epoxy turned white. That is normal when mixing smaller batches. That's air getting entrained into the resin while mixing. Totally normal. The heat source will remove that air as soon as we get it down flat on our board. We developed the epoxy for that as well. It off-gases really easily. A heat source will remove any air incorporated into the epoxy, mixing and working with it. You can use a propane torch, you can use a blow dryer, and you could use a heat gun. Smoky black, diamond dust, ebony luster, and then I'm gonna do just a tiny bit of that gold, so I'm gonna use a smaller cup for that gold. When I'm building in a dirty pour and exotic pour, that's how I keep my colors ratioed right. If I wanna keep my color bright, but I'm using black, I'll do my black in a real small cup so I don't mix up too much. All right, now that my epoxy's mixed, I'm gonna pour it out into separate mixing cups. These are just clear solo cups I picked up at Wally's. When I did this project out with Rhonda in Texas, we use that new black, and it is a really cool, it's almost like a gel color. I can't explain it, but it's a unique color where you can make a translucent black very easily. So I'm gonna make this my opaque black, so I'm gonna load it up with some. I just want 1 drop. I'm gonna add some gold dust. This is a lot like our diamond dust, just gold version. Very light and fluffy, and a little bit goes a very long way. Ebony luster, you could pick this stuff up at rk3designs.com. We do not sell this, but this is a super epic black. You're gonna be seeing this a bunch. We'll try really hard here to show it to y'all, but just kind of for that cup, I'm gonna go about that much black. That might be even a little too much, but we're gonna really tint this well. It's a ebony luster. It is really, really pretty. It has like a mica effect in it versus like the dyes are just flat black. Do you want to see new and exciting, unique epoxy colorants and pastes from Stone Coat Epoxy? Or do you not want to see more colors? Let me know in the comments below. This gold kind of likes to float. Always whenever you start it with a paste, give it a good mix. You're going to load up your stick with the material. Get it into the resin. Your paste will last a very long time. Just make sure that lid's nice and tight. Got my colors mixed. Let's get those on the board now. This is fun. All right, so now I'm gonna just take these colors. This is the opaque black, and start applying them to the board. I'm gonna start spreading that out now. So I'm just gonna take my gloved hand and start getting that material across the board. And then when I wanna add some of this gold, I kind of just come into the gold and then walk it over. I gotta get some of that colorant Rhonda's got. Okay, now this is our other gold. This almost wants to float on the surface. So I'm gonna put it in where I want it, and then I'm gonna start melding that over. Just the tips of my fingers. Wipe off your hands, get them clean, and then we're just gonna kind of come in and walk this where you want it. Okay, wow, holy cow. Oh, I love that. And I'm just kind of floating my fingers, guys, right across the surface, picking up some of that black. It's like finger painting. This is so fun, bringing some of this black now. Goodness gracious. That's stunning. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the air. You can see the air bubbles in there. We're still way early in the process of curing. You can easily remove the air from the material with this propane torch. I'm gonna just sweep the entire surface front to back, and then I'll come back another couple minutes later going left to right, kind of cross hatch that torch. You make sure you don't miss any strips of bubbles that could stay in there if you miss that. So just take your time at this point, get rid of all the air. I'm loving the way this looks, and I haven't even misted any of the isopropyl alcohol in there, and that's gonna bring this thing to light. I wish I had a translucent black too, because that really makes a difference. I made it too dark. If you have a more translucent black, that gets some of that fogging to go through. And then that with the golds, really, it's a cool feature. Okay, this is that luster. I'm gonna add a little more of this in areas. It's kind of got a little gray gunmetal-esque look to it than just the black. This is plain old cleared 91% isopropyl alcohol. It does some really cool lacing and selling effects when you mix it into the epoxy. If you mixed it on a little too soon, like, you know, a half hour after you mixed, the selling can dissipate. It could go away. It'll settle down. If you wait to about 50 minutes to an hour to do this, then those cells are really gonna sit tight. That's gonna stay tight. The colors are gonna stay lacy and celly and look really cool. Let's do this though. I'm gonna show you what this looks like. And I just do little pumps too. I'm doing pumps like that instead of this. Big difference, guys. You want just a little bit. I'm gonna rub my edges, guys. That's one of the final things I do. I'm checking for any bit of surface area. And then where the gold goes, I'm not gonna rub that. And then take your finger and rub the bottom. The resin's gonna continue to self-level here for the next couple hours and create drips. If I was in a customer's home, I would stick here for the next couple hours. And then between hour 3 and 4, I would take a stick and I would come right like this to my drips and scrape them all off. By that time, the resin is gonna be thick. It will not run off like this. It's gonna be jelly, nasty, thick epoxy. It's curing. But then the resin is not gonna continue to flow over and create drips. That way you would have no sanding the next day in your customer's home, and they're gonna thank you for that. Check out these divots. What this is from, guys, is too much alcohol. As it dissipates, that's gonna self-level out, but if you don't like the circle it created, just come break it up a little bit with your finger. That's done, guys. This looks really good. Here's another one. This amount of gold dust is too much to me, so I'm gonna come bring a little bit of this ebony luster over it. And then I'm gonna hand meld that in a hair just to break that up some. It was a little too loud. See, that's a little better, right? Maybe even a hair more. Golly, I love this piece. I'm gonna let this thing chill out and cure. I'm gonna kill the lights and the AC. This project is complete. That's a very repeatable, user DIY, beginner-friendly countertop technique from Stone Coat Epoxy, just using a few colors. A couple colors from Stone Coat and a couple colors from RK3 Design. Guys, support your local businesses. RK3 Designs is a small family-owned little company. We love supporting her. She does her hands-on training classes. Check out rk3designs.com. She has multiple epoxy hands-on training classes for whatever your interest is. If you want to learn how to go over your laminate and you want that hands-on training, check out Rhonda. You want to learn how to make a business? If you want that one-on-one support, check out rk3designs.com. And I hope you learned a little bit of tips and tricks to get you headed down the road of renewing your old worn-out surfaces with Stone Coat Epoxy. Start loving your kitchen again, guys. You can renew your kitchen in a single weekend using Stone Coat Epoxy, and this beautiful, elegant technique is gonna fit in your kitchen beautifully. Thanks for watching from Stone Coat Countertops. Do not forget, you got this, and we'll see you on the next video. You can do this. Fix your kitchen.